Hello dears, welcome once again to my class. Do you remember the things we have discussed in the last class? Teacher told you a story. You listened to that. Yes, it was the story of Cinderella. Do you like her? Okay, today I am going to discussing about the next part of the story, Cinderella. The magic begins. Shall we read it? Okay. The magic begins. One day, the young prince of the land invited all the young girls of the kingdom to a ball, planning to choose his princess from amongst them. Cinderella's sisters were delighted on hearing this invitation. They selected the best gowns. They dressed their hairs, but they were not taking Cinderella with them. "You can go when beggars hold a ball," they told her. "Comb our hair, brush our shoes, and make our buckles fast. We are going to the prince's ball." When she heard this, Cinderella could not help crying, for she too liked to go to the party. She begged her stepmother to take her along. "What? You Cinderella? In all your dust and dirt, you want to go to the ball? You have no dress and no shoes. You want to dance?" She turned her back to Cinderella and hurriedly set out with her two proud daughters. When Cinderella lost sight of them, she felt very sad. She started crying. Tears rolled down her cheeks. She thought of her own mother. If my mother had been alive, she would have sent me to the ball. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "You will certainly go to the ball. I am your fairy godmother." Cinderella turned around. She saw a fairy standing in front of her. "I am the queen of fairies," she said. "I will send you to the ball." "Well," said godmother, "be a good girl and I will contrive that you shall go." Here, the prince is going to conduct a ball. Ball means party. He invited all the young girls in the kingdom. He wanted to choose his princess from amongst them. Hearing this news, the stepsisters became very happy. They dressed very well. But they are not ready to take Cinderella with them. Cinderella also wanted to go to the party. She begged her stepmother, but they ignored her. Her stepsisters went to the party. Cinderella began to weep. Suddenly, a fairy appeared in front of Cinderella. Fairy promised Cinderella to help her. Can you imagine how the fairy will help Cinderella? Here is a video. Let's enjoy.
Why are you crying?
Who are you?
That's better.
My fairy godmother.
No, where are these mice?
They're made of glass.
And you find they're really comfortable. Now off you go.
For you shall go to the ball.
Cinderella and Fairy went to the chapel. Fairy wanted to Cinderella to bring some things. She went with Cinderella into her chapel and told her, "Run into the garden and bring me a pumpkin." Cinderella went immediately to gather the finest pumpkin she could get and brought it to her godmother. She could not imagine how this pumpkin could help her go to the ball. The fairy waved the magic wand over the pumpkin. Suddenly, the pumpkin changed into a red coach. Then the fairy said, "You will travel in this coach to the palace, but we must have horses to draw it. There is a mouse trap in the backyard of your house. Bring it to me." Cinderella went out and brought the mouse trap. There were 6 mice in it. The fairy waved the magic wand over it and all the mice were turned into 6 white horses. Looking at the coach and the horses, the fairy said, "Now we have a coach to travel in and 6 horses to draw it. But we haven't any footmen. Go again into the garden and you will find 6 lizards behind the watering pot. Bring them." When Cinderella brought the lizards, the fairy changed them into footmen. The footmen bowed at her. They wore blue-yellow clothes. Cinderella was very happy to see them, but she became sad when she looked at her clothes. "But I can't go in these rags," she said. "I will give you a wonderful clothes," the fairy said. The fairy touched Cinderella with her magic wand. Her rags changed into beautiful clothes of silk and gold. There were diamonds in her hair, and she wore 2 pretty glass shoes. Then the fairy said, "You can go to the ball now, but remember, the magic ends at 12 o'clock. You must return home before that time." Pumpkin changed into a beautiful red coach. 6 mice turned into 6 white horses. All the 6 lizards changed into footmen. Finally, the fairy touched Cinderella with her magic wand. Suddenly, Cinderella became the princess with the pretty dresses of silk and gold. Now, Cinderella is ready to attend the party. But fairy reminded her, all this magic will end at 12 o'clock. Here is a homework for you. So, that is all of today's class. Thank you.